Welcome back to our channel, where we uncover the hidden treasures of the numismatic world. If you love coins and the fascinating stories they tell, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving deep into the world of one of the most iconic coins in U.S. history, the Lincoln penny. Specifically, we're going to be focusing on the 1954 Lincoln cent with a rare mint mark that could potentially make it worth thousands of dollars. Now, the Lincoln penny is no stranger to collectors. It's a staple of American currency, beloved by generations of coin enthusiasts and casual collectors alike. But did you know that some of these pennies can actually hold incredible value? That's right. A coin worth just 1 cent when it was minted could, under the right conditions, be worth so much more today. So, what makes the 1954 Lincoln penny so special? Let's take a closer look at this coin's history, design, rarity, and potential value. First off, the Lincoln penny has been a part of American coinage since 1909, making it one of the longest-running coins in the country. Over the years, it has undergone many design changes, but the one constant has been the image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, facing forward with a solemn expression. This image, created by sculptor Victor David Brenner, has become synonymous with American history, serving as a reminder of one of the nation's most beloved presidents. The 1954 penny is part of a long series of coins minted during the mid-20th century. At that time, the U.S. was coming out of the post-World War II era, and the economy was growing rapidly. However, despite being part of a regular coinage series, there are some features of the 1954 Lincoln penny that make it more desirable than others, especially when it comes to certain mint marks. Mint marks are a key feature when it comes to determining the rarity and value of a coin. They indicate where the coin was produced, and certain mint marks can make a significant difference in the value of a coin. The 1954 Lincoln penny was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins minted in Philadelphia typically don't have a mint mark, while those minted in Denver feature a D, and coins from San Francisco are marked with an S. Now, most 1954 pennies were minted in large numbers and are relatively common. But what collectors are really looking for is a 1954 Lincoln penny with a certain type of mint mark, particularly one that was minted in San Francisco. The 1954 S penny, minted in lower quantities, is far more elusive and, therefore, much more valuable, but even more than the mint mark, the condition of the coin is what truly determines its worth. You see, the value of a coin isn't just about the year it was minted, it's also about how well it's been preserved. A coin that has been kept in excellent condition, free from wear and tear, will always be worth more than one that's been heavily circulated. The 1954 S Lincoln penny is especially valuable when it is found in mint condition, often graded by professional numismatists who assign it a value based on its appearance. One thing that makes the 1954 S Lincoln penny truly stand out is its rarity in pristine condition. Over the decades, many of these coins were spent in everyday transactions, causing them to lose their original luster and sharp details. So, finding a 1954 S penny that is virtually uncirculated or in high-grade condition is no easy feat. This rarity has only fueled demand among collectors, and that demand, in turn, drives the price up. But wait, there's more. In the world of rare coins, there are often special circumstances or unique errors that can make a coin even more valuable. This is known as a minting error, and it occurs when something goes wrong during the production process, creating a one-of-a-kind coin. While not every 1954 S penny has these types of errors, there are certain specimens that have unusual characteristics, like double strikes, off-center impressions, or other anomalies, that can make them even more sought after by collectors. If you happen to have one of these rare error coins, you could be sitting on a much more valuable piece of history. So, what exactly does a 1954 Lincoln penny with a San Francisco mint mark and in near-perfect condition go for today? Well, it's safe to say that finding a penny with this level of rarity and quality can result in some pretty eye-popping numbers. The price for a 1954 S Lincoln penny in uncirculated condition can reach up to $44,000, or $44,000. Yes, that's right, $44,000 for a single penny. it's truly astonishing to think that a coin originally worth just 1 cent could now be worth such an incredible amount of money. But that's the power of rarity, demand, and condition in the world of coin collecting. It's a reminder that even the most common-looking coins could hold hidden value if they've survived the test of time in the right condition. So, if you happen to have a collection of old pennies or you come across a 1954 penny with the San Francisco Mint mark, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look at its condition. It might just be the rare treasure you've been looking for. And remember, whether you're a seasoned coin collector or someone just starting out, the world of numismatics is full of surprises, and every coin tells a story. That wraps up today's exploration into the 1954 Lincoln penny with the San Francisco Mint mark. Today, we're going to take a closer look at one of the most fascinating and valuable pennies in U.S. history, the 1953 Lincoln cent with a unique mint mark that could make it worth far more than its original face value. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be eager to go through your coin collection to see if you have one of these hidden treasures. Now, most of us are familiar with the classic Lincoln penny, the coin that's been a staple in American currency since 1909. It features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner. The reverse side displays the famous wheat stalks, representing the nation's agricultural backbone. Over the years, this simple yet iconic design has become a symbol of American history and pride. But did you know that not all Lincoln pennies are created equal? Some are worth far more than others, and that's where the 1953 Lincoln penny comes into play. The year 1953 is an interesting one in U.S. history. After the end of World War II, America was entering a period of economic prosperity. The country was growing, industrialization was booming, and the coinage of the time reflected the nation's optimistic outlook. The 1953 Lincoln cent was struck during this time, and while millions of these coins were produced, some of them, depending on their minting location and condition, are considered rare and highly valuable. When it comes to the value of a coin, the mint mark is crucial. The 1953 Lincoln penny was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia mint mark is often absent, while the Denver and San Francisco mint marks are represented by the letters D and S, respectively. But the coin we're going to focus on today is the 1953 Lincoln penny with the mint mark from San Francisco. Why is the 1953 penny so special, and what makes it stand out in the world of coin collecting? Let's dive into the details. First, let's talk about rarity. While the 1953 penny was produced in large quantities, the 1953 penny was minted in much smaller numbers compared to the Philadelphia and Denver varieties. San Francisco, known for producing coins with higher levels of precision, was responsible for a more limited number of these pennies. Because of the smaller mintage, the 1953 penny is considered much rarer, especially in high-quality, uncirculated condition. As time has passed, many of these coins were spent in circulation and became worn down or damaged, making it harder to find one in excellent condition. But it's not just the rarity that makes the 1953 penny valuable. The condition of the coin is paramount. If you happen to have a 1953 Lincoln penny that has survived the decades without significant wear and tear, you may have stumbled upon a true gem. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition are far more valuable to collectors because they represent the coin as it was originally struck, without any damage from circulation. A high-grade 1953 penny in mint condition can fetch much higher prices than a coin that's been through years of handling. So, what exactly are we talking about in terms of value? Well, as you might already know, the value of rare coins like the 1953 Lincoln penny fluctuates based on several factors: rarity, demand, and, of course, condition. If you happen to own one of these coins in flawless condition, or if you discover one while searching through your change, you could be holding onto a valuable piece of history. But there's more. Collectors are always on the lookout for Lincoln pennies with unique characteristics. These could include minting errors or other special features that make the coin even more desirable. Minting errors happen when something goes wrong during the production process, leading to irregularities such as double strikes, off-center designs, or even coins with missing elements. While these types of errors are rare, they can dramatically increase the value of a coin, as they're one-of-a-kind pieces that cannot be replicated. In the case of the 1953 Lincoln penny, if you find a coin with an error, whether it's a double die, an off-center strike, or another anomaly, you may be looking at a coin that's worth even more than a typical high-grade example. Mint errors add an additional layer of rarity and interest to a coin, making it a highly sought-after item for serious collectors. But let's get down to the most exciting part, the value of the 1953 Lincoln penny. You might be wondering, how much can one of these pennies actually be worth? Well, if you happen to own a 1953 penny in perfect condition, or if it's an example with a minting error, you could be looking at a stunning price tag. A high-grade, uncirculated 1953 Lincoln penny can be worth as much as $48,000, or $48,000, yes, you heard that right, $48,000 for a single penny. It's incredible to think that a coin with a face value of just 1 cent could be worth so much, but that's the beauty of coin collecting. Sometimes, the value is not just in the metal, but in the rarity and history behind the coin. If you have a 1953 Lincoln penny tucked away in a drawer or hidden in a jar of loose change, it might just be time to take a closer look. You could be sitting on a rare treasure. So, whether you're a seasoned numismatist or someone who simply enjoys the thrill of discovering hidden gems, the 1953 Lincoln penny is a coin that every collector should keep an eye out for. And as always, remember that the value of your coins can increase significantly when they're well preserved, so be sure to store them carefully to protect their worth. Today, we're going to take a closer look at a coin that's likely sitting in your collection or hiding in your change jar right now, the 1944 Lincoln cent. While most of us are familiar with the Lincoln penny, the 1944 version carries some surprising and fascinating secrets that could make it worth a small fortune. You'll want to stick around until the end to discover just how much this little penny could be worth. The year 1944 is an important one in both U.S. history and in the world of coin collecting. In the midst of World War II, the United States was deeply involved in global conflicts, and the country's economy was feeling the strain of wartime production. But amidst all the turmoil, the 1944 Lincoln penny stands out as a coin with a unique history and intriguing story. At the time, the U.S. government faced a shortage of copper due to the war effort, which meant they had to get creative with the materials used to mint coins. In 1943, a significant change took place when the U.S. switched the metal composition of the penny from copper to zinc-coated steel to conserve copper for military use. But in 1944, the government reverted back to copper for the Lincoln penny. However, they didn't just strike any regular coin. In some cases, pennies minted in 1944 have features that make them incredibly rare and highly valuable today. The 1944 Lincoln penny is famous for a couple of reasons, and one of the most important factors that make it so interesting to collectors is its mint mark. The mint mark indicates where the coin was produced, and in 1944, pennies were struck at 3 different mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The most common of these is the 1944 Philadelphia penny, which is typically worth only a few cents. But it's the 1944 pennies with mint marks from the other 2 mints, Denver and San Francisco, that can get you really excited. Among these two, the 1944 Lincoln penny, minted in San Francisco, is especially noteworthy. The 1944 is relatively rare compared to the other varieties, especially in high quality or uncirculated condition. Most 1944 pennies were produced in large quantities, but over the years, many of them were spent, worn down, and circulated. This means that finding a 1944 penny in mint condition is quite rare, and it can significantly increase its value. So, what does that mean for collectors? Well, for one, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in determining its value. You might have a 1944 penny that's been buried in your drawer or jar of loose change, and it could very well be worth far more than just 1 cent. Coins that are in exceptional condition, free from heavy wear, discoloration, or scratches, are the ones that collectors pay top dollar for. The most valuable 1944 pennies, especially the ones from San Francisco, are those that remain uncirculated, retaining their original shine and detailed design. But what truly sets the 1944 Lincoln cent apart from other years are the famous wartime, steel pennies. These are the pennies that were struck in 1943, when copper was reserved for military use. The striking difference between these pennies and their copper counterparts is that the 1943 steel pennies were made from a steel core, coated in a thin layer of zinc. If you ever come across a 1944 penny that somehow retains the steel composition or any unusual characteristics, it's important to examine it carefully. Sometimes, mistakes made during the minting process can result in a coin that's even more valuable than a regular version. These rare errors are highly prized by collectors and can fetch an incredible price at auction. Now, let's talk about the value of the 1944 Lincoln penny, specifically the 1944 S, in uncirculated condition. While a regular 1944 penny might only be worth a few cents, the 1944 S penny in mint condition can be worth much more. The real kicker comes when you have a coin that's been carefully preserved, free from scratches, discoloration, or other marks. If you manage to find a 1944 S penny that's in pristine, uncirculated condition, you could be looking at a coin worth much more than its face value. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. How much is a 1944 S Lincoln penny worth in today's market? Well, if you happen to own one of these beautiful coins in flawless condition, or if you happen to find one in an old collection or jar of loose change, you could be holding on to something truly spectacular. In fact, a 1944 S Lincoln penny in near-perfect condition can be worth as much as $52,000, or $52,000. That's right, a single penny worth just 1 cent when it was first minted could today be valued at $52,000. It's mind-boggling to think that a coin with such a modest beginning could end up being worth so much money. The rarity, demand, and condition of the coin are the driving forces behind its sky-high price. But of course, it's not just the 1944 S penny that could be valuable. If you have a different variety of the 1944 Lincoln penny, especially one with a minting error or exceptional preservation, you may still be in for a significant payoff. The 1944 Lincoln penny serves as a reminder of how the world of coin collecting can hold incredible surprises. What seems like an ordinary penny from a significant historical period could be hiding an extraordinary value, just waiting to be discovered. So, if you have a collection of old pennies or if you're sifting through some loose change, it might be time to pay closer attention to your 1944 pennies, especially the ones with that all-important mint mark. Today, we're diving into the world of the iconic Lincoln penny, specifically the 1950 version, which has an intriguing history and could be worth a lot more than you might think. By the end of this video, you'll be eager to check your own coin collection because this particular penny could be hiding a serious treasure. The Lincoln penny has been a cornerstone of American currency since its introduction in 1909, and over the years, it's become one of the most widely collected coins in the world. With its classic design featuring Abraham Lincoln on the front and the wheat stalks on the reverse, it's a coin that holds both historical significance and a special place in the hearts of collectors. But did you know that some Lincoln pennies are far more valuable than others? That's right, certain years and mint marks make some pennies worth far more than their face value. Today, we're going to focus on the 1950 Lincoln penny and uncover what makes it special. The 1950 penny was minted during an interesting time in U.S. history. After World War II, the country was in the midst of transitioning from wartime production back to a peacetime economy. The 1950s marked the beginning of a booming era of economic growth and industrialization in the United States. As the country recovered, coins like the 1950 Lincoln penny were struck and circulated to support daily transactions. But what makes the 1950 Lincoln penny stand out in the world of coin collecting? It all comes down to the details, specifically the mint mark. The mint mark is an important factor in determining a coin's rarity and value. The 1950 Lincoln penny was minted in 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. While most 1950 pennies you come across will be from the Philadelphia Mint and carry no mint mark, the coins struck in Denver and San Francisco are much rarer. Among these, the 1950s Lincoln penny is the most intriguing. The 1950s penny was minted in San Francisco, and due to the lower mintage numbers, it is much more scarce compared to its counterparts from Philadelphia and Denver. The reason for this is simple: fewer 1950 pennies were produced in San Francisco, making it a harder coin to find in the marketplace today. This scarcity makes the 1950s Lincoln penny a highly desirable coin for collectors, but there's another important factor that makes the 1950s penny so valuable: its condition. As you might know, the value of a coin is not just determined by the year it was minted or the mint mark. The condition of the coin is a critical factor in its value. Most pennies that were produced in 1950 have been circulated over the years, meaning they've likely been worn down, scratched, or damaged in some way. However, if you're lucky enough to find a 1950s Lincoln penny in mint or uncirculated condition, it could be worth significantly more. Coins that are well preserved, those that have kept their sharp details, original luster, and clean surfaces, are much more valuable than coins that have been worn down over time. For collectors, it's not just about the rarity of the coin, but the preservation of its beauty and integrity. A coin that is in pristine condition will often command a premium price on the market, but wait, there's more. Some 1950 Lincoln pennies, particularly those from the San Francisco Mint, are known to have been struck with a variety of errors during the minting process. These minting errors can include things like double strikes, off-center prints, or even missing details. Collectors find these error coins incredibly valuable because they're one-of-a-kind pieces, and in many cases, these errors happen by accident. So if you happen to have a 1950s Lincoln penny with any unusual characteristics, you may have a much rarer coin on your hands that could be worth even more than a typical high-grade 1950s penny. So, now that we've established that the 1950s Lincoln penny is rare and valuable, let's talk about what these pennies are worth. A typical 1950 penny in lower grades might only fetch a few cents or a dollar or two, but that's not the case for the 1950s. When it comes to high-grade, uncirculated 1950s pennies, their value increases dramatically. The price for a 1950s Lincoln penny in excellent condition can easily reach hundreds of dollars at auction, depending on the grading of the coin, but here's the kicker: the most valuable 1950s Lincoln pennies, those in mint condition or with rare minting errors, can be worth a shocking amount of money. If you find one of these coins in impeccable shape, or if you happen to have a rare error version, the value can skyrocket. In fact, a 1950s Lincoln penny in uncirculated condition, or one with a minting error, can be worth as much as $51,000, or $51,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $51,000 for a single penny. That's the kind of money that could change your life if you happen to come across one of these rare coins in your collection or in your change jar. It's an extraordinary amount for a coin that originally had a face value of just 1 cent. But that's the beauty of coin collecting: it's all about discovering rare treasures that are often hidden in plain sight. If you've got a 1950 penny lying around, take a moment to check its mint mark and its condition. You may just have a valuable coin on your hands. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone new to the hobby, coins like the 1950s Lincoln penny are a reminder of how surprising and exciting the world of numismatics can be. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1950 Lincoln penny and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date on all our future videos. Who knows? Your next great coin discovery could be just around the corner. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting.